The air in here, it smells so heavy and old, kind of like dusty stone mixed with something burning really far away. We're hiding right now, and we are absolutely terrified. Solid rock, no handle, no gap. I'm literally running my hands over the wall right now in the dim light, and it is completely sealed. The claustrophobia is just suffocating. But honestly, the terror of what's out there is so much worse. One second, we were sitting quietly at our desks in Miss Margaret's class. I was probably just staring at the clock. And then the very next second, we weren't. The classroom just vanished into this alien golden light, and the floor beneath us turned into rough, dusty stone. 30 of us just blinked into this bizarre new reality. No classroom, no desks, no Miss Margaret anywhere in sight. By second 4, sheer panic had erupted. I mean, it didn't take long for the reality to sink in. Kids started running in desperate circles, screaming for water, asking what we were going to eat. A few just collapsed to the ground, crying, begging for their moms. It was one magnificent, terrifying mess. Total chaos. Then, this one voice managed to cut through all that screaming. It was Jai. He climbed up on a rock, cupped his hands around his mouth, and yelled, "Screaming isn't going to tell us where we are." He looked just as lost as the rest of us, but he was standing straight anyway, forcing this temporary moment of leadership. We all fell silent, looking around at the crumbling stone walls, up at that weird, sickeningly golden sky, and just listening to a distant, thunderous sound. Where on earth had Miss Margaret sent us? We barely had a single second to process Jai's words when Joel came sprinting toward us. His face was completely drained of color, like white as a sheet. He was gasping for air, choking out this half-finished news. "Ankita, giant creature, she's been He couldn't even finish the word eaten. 54 eyeballs nearly popped out of 27 heads. We all took this huge, deep breath, ready to unleash the loudest scream of our entire lives. But before we could, Kai's hand shot up. "Don't," he commanded. "Unnecessary noise will only attract more of them towards us." Dead silence instantly fell over the group. The tension was unbearable. And then, right on cue, somewhere in the bushes just beyond our rock, something slimy squelched. Nobody screamed. Nobody moved. I don't think any of us even breathed. Kai just looked around nervously and broke the silence. "Has anyone seen Manu and Dia?" We all looked left. We all looked right. No Manu, no Dia. And Joel had just seen a giant creature attack Ankita. 3 of our classmates were missing. This long, heavy pause hung in the hot air as 27 of us slowly arrived at the exact same grim conclusion. They were probably already gone. Someone near me whispered a quiet rest in peace, and a few heads just bowed solemnly. 10 years together. We all walked into school together on the very first day of First Standard. You know, tiny, nervous kids clutching our new bags. We grew up in the same classrooms, shared our lunch breaks, fought over the same swings. Ankita, Manu, and Dia were the ones who slept through lessons and doodled in the margins. Because of that, we knew they probably only had one life heart remaining in this bizarre system, maybe even less. Nobody said it out loud, but we all felt this quiet sting in our chests. Yeah, they were the slackers of the class, but they were our slackers. And now, they were just abruptly gone. Even Jai quietly wiped the corner of his eye. We knew we couldn't stay there. As we started walking together across this strange, hostile island, the noon sun was brutally high, just beating down on us. Every single stomach in the group was growling. Rohan suggested we pool all our money together so we could at least try to buy some water. We all agreed immediately. No arguments. But then, a terrifying realization set in. The mechanics of our survival were completely broken. Normally, we were supposed to summon the guide, DG, access our glowing hearts and money pots, and transfer the coins. But our IDs, the money pots, those only appeared when DG was present. Now, nothing. We were looking at our wrists, checking our pockets, swiping at empty air. We were 27 starving, thirsty kids under a scorching sun with invisible coins we couldn't access and a guide we had no idea how to summon. The whole system was glitched. Jaya just stared at the empty air in front of him, the reality of it all washing over him. He muttered, "We really should have paid more attention in class." It was this dark, incredibly heavy moment of regret. We were entirely, hopelessly unprepared for this nightmare. Some kids even started desperately calling out to the sky, "DJ, dear DJ, where are you?" But DG didn't answer. Instead, the sky answered. I will literally never forget how fast the temperature seemed to drop. As we were calling out for help, this massive, dark shadow abruptly swept across the dry ground, instantly silencing our desperate cries. We looked up. Enormous, leathery wings were blocking out the sun. glistening black and blue scales. It was a pterodactyl, and it was darting straight towards us. That was all it took. 30 students, well, 27 of us now, turned and ran. I ran faster than I have ever run in my entire life, faster than any school sports day for sure, faster than running from any angry teacher. My lungs were burning, my legs were shaking so badly, but I absolutely did not look back. As we were sprinting, just completely out of breath, a cave suddenly appeared in the rocky hillside out of absolutely nowhere. Someone screamed, "Inside! Go, go, go!" We didn't even think. We just poured in. We were stumbling over each other, pushing, gasping for air, diving straight into the dark. And then, boom, the cave walls sealed shut right behind us. Priya threw herself at the wall, pressing her hands frantically against the cold stone. Jai knocked on it twice, listening for a hollow echo. But there was nothing. No handle, no secret button, just solid rock shutting us inside this mountain. Which leaves us with Dev's chilling question that just echoed through the pitch-black space. How do we open it? Nobody has an answer. Rohan just asked if we're trapped. And honestly, looking at this cold stone wall right now, I think we might be. I mean, we escaped the sky, sure, but did we just lock ourselves in our own tomb? And that brings my log up to this exact terrifying second, sitting here in the dim light surrounded by the heavy breathing of 26 other terrified faces. What would you do if the walls closed in and the guide you completely relied on never came?